Okay, so we got new Web Warrior with Silk. Silk stat line tells the entire story of how much I'm going to enjoy this with that 3 defense because very reactive character. Messes with the encounter deck, starts tucking some cards, can get some nasty minions out of the deck. Don't talk while I'm making a ton of noise with the plastic, Nelson. Um, I'm excited for Silk. So let's take a look at her. Um, really kind of plays into her ally version where you're going and discarding treacheries, and so we're going to see a lot of that. I think Silk is going to be a more challenging hero to pilot than a lot of the heroes that we have in the game. uh, Knowing what cards to tuck, when to discard those cards feels fun. I'm pumped for it. And then I'm going to remember to go get Obligation and Nemesis, so we'll talk about those with her. Played a lot of Silk at the con. I'm really enjoying her. Nice. That's amazing. Yeah, that's I'm really excited for Silk. Okay, so Silk is a web warrior. It's a 1-2-3 stat line, 5 hand size, 10 hit points, 3 defense. Love it. Love 3 defense. So good. If there are more than 4 tucked cards here, we're going to discard all but 4 of those cards. What do you mean tucked cards? Check out Silk Sense. After you defeat a minion or a side scheme or resolve a treachery card, tuck that card under here from the encounter card discard pile. So you're tucking these cards after you resolve them. There's also other ways to put them under Silk. And then her kit is going to kind of deal with what card she has tucked under. Silk is an 80 carry. Oh, yeah. Yeah, she is. Comes out swinging, or not comes out swinging, builds up to swing. I didn't follow what was going on when Silk was being played, but I saw her get her obligation turn 1 twice. Oh, brutal. Brutal. The other nice benefit here, tuck cards that you hate. Tuck in advance. Tuck Shadows of the Past. Get those cards out of the game, and you can leave them tucked under, and you do not have to deal with them ever again, which is pretty slick. On her alter ego, Cindy Moon, I do really like this art. We were talking about the art. Cindy Moon, like kind of the investigative journalist. There are 3 recovery, 10 hit points. If there are more than 4 tuck cards, we're going to discard them. As an action, we can discard a tuck card from under here to draw 2 cards. Drawing cards is good. I had a video where I talked about Silk with Villain Theory on the channel. I don't know if Villain's still around, but we talked about kind of the cost of what that tucked card is. But really cool stuff. Drawing 2 cards by discarding that. I was out of the country, so I didn't get to do a preview article for Silk, and so a lot of these like are still. I'm less familiar with Silk than a lot of the other heroes that are coming out. Can't wait to play Silk with Falcon in 2-player and just make them complete mockery. Oh, that's great. Shadows is your target with her ally card 99% of the time. Yeah. We got 2 copies of Smooth as Silk. As a hero action, we can choose an enemy or a scheme in play. Discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a card from the same encounter set as the chosen card is discarded. Tuck that discarded card under Silk. So you can choose the main scheme or the villain and go get one of their cards and just immediately have that. And we'll see soon that she wants cards from a specific encounter set to interact with that encounter set. So if you are choosing Rhino, you can get a Rhino card, and then you're going to get boost to attack or mess with Rhino. Silk should be played in Justice with one way or another. Oh, yeah. My only complaint about her deck is the art on Smooth as Silk. What is happening? Yeah, does she shoot webs out of her fingertips? Is that Silk's whole thing? I don't think I like it. It's a little weird. So yeah, that's a little weird. We are seeing a lot of similarities between her and Peter. We got swinging Silk Kick instead of swinging Web Kick. 3 cost event to deal 7 damage to an enemy. You You can discard a card tucked under silk from the same encounter set as that enemy. If you do, it deals 2 additional damage in overkill. Very cool. So you can use those cards to discard them for resources, or you can keep them under to keep them out of the game. Discard them with Cindy Moon's alter ego ability to draw some cards. Our thwart event is a wall crawl. Really cool art. I like the comic book exclamation point right there on her foot. That's pretty nifty. This is a superpower card. So is Swinging Silk Kick. So let's monitor the superpower, the number of superpower traded cards we are getting to see if Death Focus is in play. But we've got Wall Crawl, 1 cost, 2 threat from a scheme. And then we can choose a scheme, discard a card tucked under silk from the same encounter set as the chosen scheme to remove 3 threat from the chosen scheme. She does shoot Webb from her fingertips. Nice. Yeah, that's weird. I guess it's no weirder than shooting it from like your wrist, like so. We got a player side scheme. We've got a personalized player side scheme. Jubilee, Silk joins the Jubilee Cable group with a personal player side scheme. Get the scoop. As an alter ego action, we can exhaust and remove 2 threat from here. Any player can trigger this identity. It's very similar to Shopping Spree. Comes in with 4 threat. And when it's defeated, the Cindy Moon player looks at the top 2 cards in the encounter deck and tucks one of those cards under their identity. So we can go find that Thunderbolt minion and get rid of it. We got Albert Moon, 2 cost support, alter ego action. We can exhaust Albert Moon to choose to tuck the top card of the encounter deck under Cindy Moon, or heal 1 damage for every card tucked under her. So Silk does seem like she likes alter ego. Now you can thwart get the scoop. It's a little bit different than Shopping Spree because you can thwart down get the scoop just normally. So you don't have to use the alter ego exhaust to remove threat. So that's good to know. Albert Moon is just a nice little tucker card. And heal. It's cool that we got 2 supports that heal without exhausting. I was not at all excited about this size game until I played a few games and it's money. Nice. It's also not victory, which is important. It's not a victory card. So you can do it multiple times. We got JJJ. Another 3 cost persona support. As a alter ego action, we can exhaust the card, search your deck, and discard pile for get the scoop and put it into play. That's our player side scheme, and we can exhaust this card to remove 2 threat from a side scheme as just an action. So it's a beat cop that doesn't deal damage but removes more threat. JJJ rule is so good. Yeah, just I mean 2. It's an action. It's not an alter ego action. Just a 2 threat every single round feels really solid for a solo player. That's probably a really good build support target. And then like as the alter ego action to get the scoop, get the soup. There you go. Words are hard. You have that ability, but I think the main thing I'm probably using JJJ for is removing 2 threat. Seems pretty good. Get Idetic Memory, another 1 cost upgrade. Well, nope, just kidding. This is our first upgrade, so it's not another one. Superpower. So this is our 3rd, 5th, 6th superpower card. Probably looking to run a Death Focus here. Idetic Memory. When you reveal a card from the same encounter set as a card tucked under your identity, exhaust Idetic Memory to swap those cards. This is an interrupt, so it does take place before the card goes off. Swap those cards. Reveal the card that has been tucked under silk instead. Very cool. Very cool. So pull the shadows, swap it with an attack. Or you pull Fanaticism and swap it with, I don't know, all of Ronan's cards are bad. So, but yeah, you can choose a card that is less detrimental. And then maybe like you're grabbing it with Get the Scoop or Albert Moon, you're getting a card that you don't necessarily care about resolving. Eidetic Memory can swap those out for you. The thing that's great about JJJ is he solves the issue that you run into with one way or another. You're running out of side schemes in the encounter deck, you still want lots to thwart. Oh yeah, yeah. Nice. It's a key card. Nice. I'm so pumped. We got organic webbing, 2 cost, another superpower card. Still gets +1 thwart, so she goes up to a 2/2/3 stat line. Uh, we can, as a hero action, exhaust organic webbing, discard a card tucked under silk to ready her, and she gains aerial until the end of the round. Nice. You played against Ronan once. She managed to kill my warlock in a single attack. Yeah, Ronan. Ronan sometimes does that. Um, played Ronan at the con and got the someone made custom arts for Ronan. And he looks so cute. He looks like he's not gonna just kill you immediately. We got Outwit. It's a hero interrupt. When Silk makes a basic thwart, we can exhaust Outwit. For this thwart, she gets +1 thwart for each card tucked under her from the same encounter set as the thwarted scheme. Very cool. That's so good. So what are people finding? Like I think it's probably going to be a little bit more. It's going to be very scenario dependent on what cards you want to be tucking to get those benefits. But are you typically going villain cards? Is that kind of the default? Is to go with the villain cards or the scenario cards so that you can get those benefits for the main scheme? As soon as organic webbing and spider reflexes are on the table, she's basically online. Then you choose either target outwit spider claws, depending on whether or not you need more damage or more thwart. That's cool. Yeah, organic webbing and what'd you say? And spider reflexes. Let's see what spider reflexes does. Spider reflexes, 2 cost superpower. Hero interrupt when she defends. We exhaust. She gets +1 defense for each card tucked under here. Yeah, that's so good. That's so good. After this attack, we. Oh, okay. Hold on. Sorry, I need to read the cards. +1 defense for each card tucked under her from the same encounter set as the attacking enemy. After this attack, tuck the top card of the encounter discard pile under silk. So that's probably going to be the boost card. Um. So that's cool. Yeah. So I think going with the villain cards is probably a pretty like just decent default because then you're getting +1 defense anytime the villain attacks, and that feels pretty good. Target villain cards whenever, so you can basically always defend 6 or 7, ready up with organic webbing. It will be fun because like Silk joins the ranks of like these perfect defense heroes that doesn't need a ton of defensive vents to run that perfect defense. She has like readies, and so you can focus a little bit more on some of the other like toys that that perfect defense has to offer, and you don't have to necessarily take up a lot of deck space with desperate defenses, not today's, and that kind of stuff. What's the tuck depends on player count too. Oh, yeah, that's very true. Forego bonuses to get rid of the really bad cards. Very cool. She can perfect defense and aggression. Nice. Spider claws. The teaser art that they gave us. Spider Claws. When Silk makes a basic attack, we can exhaust Spider Claws. She gets +1 for each card tucked under here from the encounter set, and she gains Piercing. Piercing is so good. We've gotten a lot. No ally is interesting. Yeah, I don't know if she needs an ally. She's doing a lot on her own. She's got the 2 persona supports, and so I think that kind of is the no ally thing. Spider Claws. I like the art. I really, really like this art. I think that's really, really clean. That is her kit. I am so pumped. I think go for those villain cards, then you're getting a ton of thwarting off the main. You're getting a ton of defense when the villain attacks. You're gonna be able to ready with organic webbing. And because you get to tuck a card anytime you take out a minion or a side team or reveal a treachery, like you can probably pretty frequently keep those or keep like 4 cards under her. Pretty common for web warriors to not have an ally. Oh yeah, that's true. I'm trying to think. Which web warriors do? Spider-Ham has an ally. Ghost Spider doesn't. Miles doesn't. Spider has an ally. Spider and the pig. Yeah. We also got a protection precon with this deck, and it's always a good day when we get new protection cards. Let's talk about SpiderBite. We've talked about it on the channel before. This was one of the preview cards that I got from Fantasy Flight. It's a 3-cost 2/1/2 Web Warrior in green. Hello, Gurismo. How's it going? Reduce the cost to play SpiderBite by 1 for each tech card you control. Awesome. Very cool. Spider, or not Spider. Spider loves it. What I was gonna say is Iron Man loves it, right? Iron Man really likes green because of all the tech love. There's a lot of tech cards in green, and so being able to play SpiderBite for free, getting that 2 thwarts, very good. Does not require you to have a Web Warrior in play. That's true, and so a lot of cards do require you to have a Web Warrior card. This could be that Web Warrior card. Because like Warrior the Great Web is another one where you can just straight up pay for it. Then you have that triggering condition to have the Web Warrior card in play to play a lot of the other allies. A lot of times that's going to be your hero, but really, really good call there, Kevin. We got Scarlet Spider, 3-cost 1/1/5 with 2 consequentials. Oh yeah, this is fun. When another Web Warrior character would take any amount of damage, Scarlet Spider takes that damage instead. I don't remember what game it was. They honestly all blend together. People were like taking notes on the games that they were playing, and I think that was just really, really smart because I don't remember anything. But I remember I was playing, I think it was the Maria Hill deck that I have, which has like a lot of like upgrades that I was passing out to the rest of the table, and I was throwing like reinforced suit on Scarlet Spider to have even more damage that they could soak. Sick. But it's also like a great perfect defense thing, right? So Scarlet Spider, Web Warrior character would take any amount of damage. So if Silk defends for 6 and Ronan hits you for 7, Scarlet Spider can take that damage, and then Silk does not take any damage, so you can trigger all of your upgrades still. You can combo with Spider UK because they both kind of want to be on the table, and so Spider UK defends and switch some stuff. That's really fun. Scarlet Spider is selling Gwen for helping her perfect defend. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. We got new art on Not Today. Defend, remove threat from its scheme. Really solid defense card, especially in True Solo. I love the new art. I love the new art. Who is this? I don't know who that is. Also, he's consequential for Peter Park. Oh, silly. Silly, silly, silly. Love it. Spider Girl. Sweet. Okay. Thank you. Not today. Yes, stop hitting yourself. So this is a 2-cost event. Stop hitting yourself. After you defend against an enemy and take no damage, deal damage to your enemy equal to your defense for that attack. Crazy. Old hero new trick will be happening with a stop hitting yourself. The immediate thing that comes to mind, and I think I saw someone actually play this deck, is Gambit. Because natural agility, you get defense equal to the number of charge counters you have. And so if you have like 10 charge counters, does that work with desperate defense? Yep, it does. You have like 12 defense, 2-cost 12 defense. It is insane. It is actually insane. Stop hitting yourself. I'm really excited to see where we can go with here. And then like Silk with like 3 defense, and then if you have like your Spider Reflexes and you have +4 defense, yeah. Very good. I have a question regarding deck building. Since I know that you like the protection aspect, how many defense events do you usually include in one deck? That depends on the hero. If it is a perfect defense build and I need the defense events to actually hit that triggering condition, 6 maybe is my gut reaction. Would be 6. Desperate defense, not today, that kind of stuff. Stop hitting yourself into Shadowcat. Green engine? Yes. Shadowcat green. Spider. can get up to 4. I did see a Gambit regularly getting 8 to 9 damage from stop hitting yourself. Repost, really good, really good. Yeah, Gambit's the thing that immediately popped into my mind when I saw this card for the first time. Silly. 6 with like a 2/2/2 or like 3 and 3 events. It depends, right? Like if you have someone like Quicksilver, I'm not running Desperate Defense in Quicksilver because he already gets the free defend, unless it's multiplayer. If it's Nightcrawler, I'm not running Desperate Defense in Nightcrawler unless I'm playing like a 4-player Nightcrawler because he doesn't have to exhaust. And so at that point, I'd probably go like more like a 3/3, like with a maybe Riposte or Not Today, kind of depending on where I'm trying to take the deck. But yeah. I really like Desperate Defense unless there's a hero that specifically can ready by themselves. That's also a true solo perspective. Gwen could also do 5 to 6. Gwen loves it a lot because Gwen is a hero response, so it triggers her spider reflexes, whatever her ability is, and is able to stand up and trigger that. That's really nice. That's really, really cool. I don't love it with Gwen. If I'm doing damage in the villain phase, it's usually because I want to kill what I'm hitting, which usually means minions, where powerful punch is better. Okay, like Gwen already has enough damage, is what you're saying? That's fair. I'm still trying to learn perfect defense. I usually just end up with too many events in your hand. That's fair. What I would say is that it's less than what you think because a lot of the perfect defense stuff is build out. And so like you build out your table and then you have a really thin deck, and so you don't need as many events because you're just seeing them more frequently. But because you have electrostatic armor, 3 copies of Hard to Ignore, Unflappable, all of these things that just hit the table, your deck becomes like 20 cards, 25 cards. And so like you don't need as many events because you're just going through your deck faster. Next up, we got Dr. Sinclair. Dr. Sinclair, I played a game with Dr. Sinclair at the table. Really enjoyed it. It's a 2-cost support. We can exhaust Sinclair to spend a mental resource, heal damage from your alter ego equal to your recovery. You can discard a status card from your identity, and any player may trigger this ability. So in 4-player, this is just fantastic, right? Because anyone can flip down and trigger this and heal. For 1 resource. Now it's a little expensive, right? Like you got 3 effective costs plus a mental resource to do it, but Dr. Sinclair in multiplayer gives the ability for other players to heal at the table. I like it a lot. Probably going to be going into my Wasp protection deck. It's also therapist traded. Interesting. We need therapist support. Oh man, I love using Desperate Defense and Not Today and Nightcrawler at the con. At the con, yes. At the like a 4-player, yeah, absolutely, I'm running it. But in True Solo, I'm not running I'm running Not Today, but I'm not running Desperate Defense in True Solo. One of my favorites to play there. It was so much fun. Yeah, I had a blast. Hey Sam, how's it going? I'm always playing at least 2 players. So my perfect defense decks are fat with events. True. Yeah. Yeah. And then like you can go like Never Back Down is a really solid one for multiplayer because if you don't take damage, you stun the attacking enemy, and then the next player to be attacked is also safe. We got Energy Shield. This card is going to be insane. So Energy Shield, we attach it to a character. It's a 0-cost upgrade. When the attached character would take any amount of damage, prevent X, or spend X lightning resource, prevent X of that damage. This goes so hard in Iron Man. 0 cost, +1 hand size. Lightning resource, so even if you have maxed out all your characters, Repulsor Blast loves it, right? Plus, Iron Man is running a lot of energy resources, so you can do that. The other really fun thing that I've seen is to throw this onto Peter Parker Ally, because this is attached to a character, not a hero. So you can throw it onto the ally and then have Peter Parker around forever, or like Venom from Spider, right? Then you have the Web Fluid Compressor, which generates a lightning resource, so you can prevent all the damage from Venom. And then Venom just attacks for 5 every round for free. Crazy. Next two heroes are not. I don't think that they are genius traded. And yes, Gene, you can stack defense events. This card is really good for Cyclops because it doesn't have to be attached to a friendly character. It's not temporary, and you can attach it to the villain and give 3 damage per round. I think. Oh yeah, that's interesting. That's really fun. I heard tell of a deck that Kennedy Hawk was running. That was a kind of like a meme, like try and make the table lose deck. And Energy Shield would work really well in that because if you're attaching it to the villain, you can prevent damage being dealt to the villain. Attach to Spiderman Peter Parker and have it ready at the cost of 1 energy for the rest of the game. So good. So good. Also, 0 cost card that makes SpiderBite 2. Just tech. Can't wait to do Iron Man. Yeah, I have so many ideas for old hero new tricks. With energy shields, stop hitting yourselves. Dr. Sinclair, probably more for a multiplayer Dr. Sinclair, but the biggest one is Ready for a Fight. This is the card that I'm most excited about in the both of these packs. This card right here, it's a 1 cost upgrade. It's a preparation card. So all the preparation synergy with like Widow and everything. You do have to use a physical resource to pay for it. Max 1 per player. When an enemy would scheme, discard Ready for a Fight, change to hero form, that enemy attacks you instead. Let's talk about this. I actually may not go too deep into this because I think I'm going to bring back the Deck Factory series this week with this card. I'm really excited to talk about this. But attacks you instead. So in multiplayer, if someone's scheming against me and the Black Widow player has Ready for a Fight, they flip up and they attack the Black Widow player. And if you're playing like a perfect defense, you got this. Black Widow. Yep. You can then trigger Widowmaker, deal a damage. You can then use Practice Plan to pull it back and do it again. Why Ready for a Fight? It covers protection weakness. It covers so much more than that because it gives you access to Alter Ego every single turn. Because you're flipping, Ready for a Fight, boom. Ready for a Fight triggers, you flip up. On your next turn, you can flip back down. And if you've practiced planned, you get to draw, you get to grab it again, but you're drawing up to your Alter Ego hand size. You get to triggering all of your Alter Ego supports. Just so much that goes into it. There's a couple of, we talked about Ready for a Fight a lot on the drive home. I'm not going to spoil who I'm going to build it for, but I'm really excited for the deck that I'm building. But a couple of them that I'm not necessarily building. Hulk. So Hulk can flip down and keep his cards. Draw up to his Alter Ego hand size, Ready for a Fight, flip up. It's also a physical resource, so it's everything that Hulk likes. And you get attacked, you don't get schemed against, but you get all the access to Alter Ego stuff, plus you avoid his forced interrupt. Protection Solo got a massive buff. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can do it with Magic, right? So Magic, when she flips up, she gets to put a card on the top of her deck. That's going to be not Stepping Disc, whatever her defense event is, and then play it for free. Hulk with Ready for a Fight. Never thought about that. There's a lot that goes that this card is going to open up. But yeah, so Magic can do it, and then have a perfect setup to always play her defense event because of that interrupt to flip up. Colossus. I saw a couple of Colossus playing Ready for a Fight because when he flips up, he gets a tough status card, goes right into the attack. And you get the ability to flip down, shuffle Colossus cards back into your deck every single turn. And if you're able to recur this, and a lot of the decks that I've been homebrewing run 3 of these in 3 practice plans, so you always have it. And you're just, it's like Banner being always angry. Yeah, right? But Hulk with protection still have issues with threat removal. Sure. I typically run allies to deal with threat removal. So Lockjaw is a good one in True Solo. Lockjaw is a good one. Machine Man's a great one because you can pump resources into Machine Man and have him thwart for like 4 every round. But yes, it's always an issue. But if you are doing a perfect defense, then you can Hard to Ignore, remove all the threat because you're not taking damage. What are some of the other ones that we thought about? Um, Protection remains my favorite aspect. This is huge. It's amazing. It gives you access to alter ego in protection, and that's so good, so good. Um, Widow loves it. Widow absolutely loves it because Widow can then flip back down, safe house 29, pull it right back, and play it every single turn. Sick. That's awesome. The physical resource kicker could be an issue. If you're running 3 of these, then it's not that big of an issue. I don't quite is ready for a fight. Or sorry, not ready for a fight. Practice plan. No, it's a lightning. So She-Hulk. Yep, She-Hulk gets to deal the 2 damage, take out a minion beforehand. She-Hulk gets 6 hand size instead of 4. She-Hulk gets access to removing the threat in stage 1 of the villain. So you object to the initial threat placement. Then the villain scheme, she flips up. So you're not ever placing threat on the main scheme. Like there's so much cool stuff. Iron Man early game for protection, right? So Iron Man, alter ego, you draw up to 6 cards, you're ready for a fight, you flip up, you take the hit, and you flip back down, and you're never like drawing those rinky-dink 2-3 card hands. Thought my favorite aspect was justice, and I made a list of your favorite 10 heroes with 2 aspects I like to play them. I realized I play more leadership and aggression than justice. That's a fun exercise to try. But ready for a fight. Sick. One of my favorite cards that's been printed in a long time. Oh, I'm so pumped. Stun gun. More Iron Man love. More tech love. 2-cost upgrade. Tech weapon. We can exhaust stun gun. Remove 1 or 2 charge counters from it. And then if you remove 1, we can stun a minion. 2, stun the villain. This is one of the preview cards on the channel. It's not my favorite card. The tech trait is nice for like the repurpose. It's a 2-cost stun, which is I would probably rather pay 2 cost for an ally to block or something like that. No, I don't always have that option, but that's kind of where my mind goes. If I'm playing like Thunderbolt, it gets a lot better. Iceman? Iceman? Yeah, Iceman likes it. Oh, Iceman for ready for a fight. Yeah, Iceman for ready for a fight. Stun gun is solid in scenarios like Thunderbolts. Yeah, rather play him than Stun gun. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That too. But also Iceman for ready for a fight. Because you get to shuffle cards back in with Frostbites out. But yeah, Iceman is probably yeah. But yeah, Stun gun is nice because you have the tech synergy with like Iron Man. Shuri can play it for free. You repurpose it. So like there are benefits to it. It's a very niche card, which is where I like the designs to be. So I'm in no way saying that I don't like this card. I like it because it's niche. But there's a lot of most decks I would rather play something else than Stun Gun. Protection cards look amazing in this set. Silk is sick. I am so excited for Silk. It's kind of interesting that SpiderBite came in here. You have I guess you have energy shields. I was thinking that Stun Gun was the only tech card that came in this pack. We actually may get some more, but you have energy shields, so SpiderBite's pretty good. Precon looks pretty solid, yeah. I'm looking forward to trying it out. Alrighty, let's look at our basic cards. We got Madam Webb. This is a 3-cost 2/1/2. Then after Madam Webb enters play, look at the top X cards in the encounter deck, where X is the number of Web Warrior cards you control. Discard one of those cards looked up by and put the rest back in any order. Nice. 3-cost 2 thwart, fixing the encounter deck. And then when she leaves play, which you'll do fairly quickly with that 2 health, draw a card from Web of Life and Destiny. Madam Webb is huge for Web Warrior Trouble. Yeah. So good. So good. Let's go. Yeah, because it's not a number of Web Warrior cards, not allies either. So like your Web of Life and Destiny does count for that. So Madam Webb plays just by herself in Web, that's 2 cards, right? So you can discard the worst card. But if you were also playing Silk, That's a third. Madam Webb is automatically S tier for Web Warriors. Yeah, so good. So good. Mm. Got a reprint of the Peter Parker Basic Ally. So 3 cost 223. You have to pay one of each resource to pay him, or use the next card, or make the call to get him into play. Then after Spider-Man attacks or thwarts, choose another Web Warrior character, ready that character. Spider-Man's good. Spider-Man is really good. Throw energy shield on Spider-Man. He never dies. Hugely needed reprint. Yeah, very true. And it's hugely needed because of our, well, one, just a great card, but we also got Investigative Journalism. Team up Cindy Moon and Peter Parker, so they both have to be an alter ego or have the ally on the table. Alter ego interrupt: when an enemy would scheme, cancel that activation and confuse the enemy. That's pretty good. There's a decent chance that I'm running this in solo. There's a couple of reasons why. Peter Parker is gonna want to be on the table, and so if I'm solo with Silk, not solo with Peter Parker. But if I'm an alter ego with Silk and I have Spider-Man, Peter Parker on the table, I want to keep Peter Parker around. Like, I'm doing what I can to put him and keep him on the table. So Investigative Journalism can be a card that works. The trouble with that is you have to draw it at the right time. Now, if you're doing already for fight shenanigans, you always will draw it at the right time, which is fun. You got 2 copies of Silk for the extra Peter Parker ally. Nice. Also want to have multiple Silk decks since she's so versatile. Yeah. Yeah. I really excited for Shuri. This is my jam. This is my jam right here. I'm happy with this. We get 2 copies of Investigative Journalism because, again, it did not come in the core set. And so now we have this so that if we are running a Silk Spider-Man team up, we can trigger Investigative Journalism. Why don't you play Silk and Spider-Man Peter Parker versus Mutant Genesis? Ooh, Mutant Genesis. I played so much Sandman this weekend. It was wild. I cancel and I confuse is decent for 3 costs, but I'm not a fan of alter ego team ups. I don't think I am either. I think it's honestly more it kind of works in a Silk Peter 2-handed play. If you are both an alter ego and you know you can get it, that's the big question mark, right? But it cancels both of the villain activations. But yeah, I like, so what we were kind of talking about is like, we would be okay in the car. We were just kind of talking about it. It is a wild resource. That's very true. Yep. So it can play Spider-Man very easily. But what we were saying is like, we would be okay if these were a little bit over the curve, right? So if this was a 1-cost card or something, I think we would be okay with that, just because there's so much precursor to set it up to trigger it. There were Epic Sandman was by far and away the one I played the most. I probably played 5 or 6 times versus Sandman. I don't know why. It just came up. It was just Sandman was it. Was the one. And there were a ton of scenarios I never saw. I and like scenarios that I didn't see at all. I never saw a Rhino. I never saw a Claw. I never saw a Nebula. Collector 1. I did play Collector 2. I played 3 out of the 5 villains in Galaxy's Most Wanted. That's kind of fun. Yeah, there were a lot. I did play a custom content Mr. Negative scenario, which was a ton of fun. He had like anti-frostbites where he would get these like temporary attachments on him that would give him +1 scheme and his attacks overkill and piercing. It was awesome. Across the Spiderverse is another reprint for us. It's a 2-cost make the call for Spider-Man. Exhaust a Web Warrior card you control, search your discard pile for a Web Warrior ally and put it into play. Choose a player. That player may spend 3 resources to do it again. And the Undetected. Yeah, yep, it was. It was so good, villain. It was so good. What I don't love about alter ego team ups is you don't know if you're gonna have that card in your hand when you flip down. Yep, exactly. That's why I think it combos pretty well with Ready for a Fight, because if you draw into investigative journalism, you do not have to trigger ready for a fight, right? But if you don't draw into it, then you can trigger ready for a fight and they attack you instead. So I'm not running this without ready for a fight. More doubles. I do like how I pulled out the Nemesis set so I could talk about it, and then I did not do that. So, oops. So I love it. I love it. Mutant Genesis is a fun matchup. Doubles OP. Yeah. Mutant Genesis. Which who in Mutant Genesis? Nemesis set. All right, let's look at our obligation. We got Silk Sense Overload. When a card would be tucked under your identity by a player card effect, tuck it under here instead. Then if there are 2 tuck cards here, you can discard this card, remove it from the game. You can discard this card. Or if there are 3 or more, you can remove it from the game. That's really good. That's really, really good. The Hills Have Nerds, finally cracking them open. Let's go. Nice. Green Goblin Mutant Genesis. I don't think Green Goblin is in. Wait, I think I'm confused. I'm sorry. Mutagen formula. Okay. Yeah. Mutagen formula. Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I'm down to do that. Nice. I do want another Green Goblin scenario. I think that'd be fun. I want a Doc Ock scenario. I feel like we need a Doc Ock scenario. Tough but fair. I agree. I think it's fun. We got Morlin. 1/1/5 gets +1/+1 for each encounter card tucked under your identity. Such a good way to like tie in the Silk ability to the Nemesis set. I love that. When defeated, discard each copy of Hunting the Spider Bite tucked under each identity. Okay, what's Hunting the Spider Bride? Hunting the Spider Bride. Surge, gross. When revealed, if you have 4 tucked cards under your identity, discard one of those cards at random and tuck this card under your identity. After a player card affects, discard this card from under an identity. That identity takes 2 damage. There's 3 of these. That's really cool. I like this. This is a fun little combo here, or like a fun Nemesis set. It's nifty. You think it's worth to use the team up card of Silk and Peter? Maybe. I'm gonna try it at least in the game. I think it's probably a better true solo team up card than it is multiplayer, which is kind of interesting. Just it being required to be both an alter ego. And then the last card in the Nemesis set is the Great Hunt. When revealed, place 1 additional threat here for each identity card tucked under each identity. It does have one of those nasty hazard icons. It comes with 2 threat. So, good stuff. I like the Nemesis sets and the designs here. I think that's really well done. We got SpiderMan 2099, 4-cost leadership ally, 2/2/3. After SpiderMan 2099 uses the basic power, return a Web Warrior ally to play from its owner's hand. So good, because all of the Spider-Men want to enter and leave play, so you're able to pop them in and out for free and trigger Web of Life and Destiny. I mean, like worst case scenario, or not worst case, but like another fun combo. If you're running like SpiderWoman or something and you have access to multi-aspect, if you thwart with SpiderBite, thwart with Spider-Man, pause SpiderBite, play SpiderBite for free if you have the tech, and then thwart again, that's 6 threat just right there. Plus a card draw. My favorite card in the whole set is responses that he sends you back to your universe. That's cool. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Spider-Man 2099, there's a lot of shenanigans that can happen here. I mean, Ghost Spider, she leaves play. Go get an identity-specific card. Very good. Energy Shield Spider-Man, and like a team up so that he's not taking any damage. Throw Reinforced Suit on Spider-Man so he's just like around forever. Throw command teams on the tables or get readies and just have them go. So good. So good. We got an aggression shield web warrior with SpiderWoman. So this is, I think, our first web warrior aggression card. And it's our first web warrior leadership card as well. 3 cost, 1, 2, 3. After a web warrior ally, including this one, enters play, deal 1 damage to an enemy. I'm excited to use Silk with new web warrior cards. Yeah. SpiderWoman seems really fun. Deal 1 damage to an enemy. I do think it's a little funny that SpiderWoman would be the best hero to probably do this with, because she has access to one of the other aspects identities, or one of the other aspects web warriors. But there's a ton of basic ones you can run as well. I guess you could also just like have like a 2-player game. That would be kind of fun if you run a 2-player game where one player is running leadership with Spider-Man 2099 and like the web warrior or Adam Warlock or something, and you just make the call. You grab these in there. Spider-Man 2099 is insane. It's so good. The only web warrior usually play on leadership is Spider-Ham. Spider-Man 99 opens up possibility. Yeah, that's very true. Solo aggression web warriors can also play Hope Summers for another web warrior. Oh, that's fun. That's really funny. Yeah. SpiderWoman is the best to use SpiderWoman. It sucks. It feels like we have a lot of SpiderWoman allies, right? We have the we have the hero, we have the aggression and the justice one now. Ghost Spider and leadership sounds weird. Ghost Spider and leadership I think is tough. All right, you've heard of Quip, or you've heard of Thwip. Have you heard of QuickQuik? QuickQuik is a 2-cost event that requires a mental resource to play. As a hero action, we can deal 1 damage to a web warrior character you control to place up to 2 confused status cards on up to 2 enemies. So it's the Thwip version of Justice. So that's stunning. I love Ghost Spider and leadership. Sick. Okay, how are you playing Ghost Spider and leadership? Maybe Miles? Yeah. Had a lot of fun at the con with Silk Protection. Web Warriors man played a Nova leadership that ran Spider-Man 2099, recurring Web Warriors and triggering web. Oh, that's awesome. I love it when the team ups like do that, when you have like multiple decks at the table that really just synergize well together. Justice SpiderWoman isn't just. Oh, it isn't. I just assumed it was Jessica Drew. That's fun. Played with someone at the con running SpiderWoman with both QuickQuik and Thwip. Oh, that's great. That's good. That's just fun. Nice. How do you play her in leadership? Yeah, me too. It might have been SpiderWoman player now that I'm thinking about it. Nice. Teamwork mini Voltron builds, but also sometimes with Last Stand and Web Warriors. Oh, and you use her abilities and stuff to protect your Voltrons. That's cool. And then we've got another Thunderbolt minion. So love it. We got Atlas. Atlas is a 0/3/18, but he gets +2 hit points for each growth counter on him, which he gets after the villain phase ends. So after the villain phase ends, if he comes out during the villain phase, he has 20 health and he just keeps going up. I played a game with Atlas and it was like, okay, this is an issue. We have to take him out. So very scare me. This set scares you? Yeah. Yeah. Atlas is not kind. We got Growl and Vulnerable. Winterville will place 1 additional threat here for each growth counter on Atlas. If he has 10 or more growth counters on him, the players lose the game. It does have a crisis on it. 5 threat. That's cool. Alternate lose conditions are very fun to play with. You got like a very similar to Dark Phoenix. It's nifty. We got 2 copies of Growing Strong. This is the when revealed, find Alice and put him into play. Alice is a beast and gives another loss condition. Yeah, and he's around for forever, right? It's a little scary how quickly or how long he can be out. So it's a lot of damage that you need to push. And then we got 2 copies of Titanic Proportions. When revealed, the players as a group take X indirect damage, where X is the number of growth counters on Atlas. If it is less than 3, it gains Surge. And this just says, take that, solo players. It's a lot easier to take 3 indirect damage spread across 4 players than it is 3 damage at 1 player. Voltron build Psychic. Okay, sounds good. The only way to trigger her ability would be with the hero cards that are a little expensive. There are a couple of cards that you can run. What's the one that, like, whenever you make a basic attack, you can interrupt it with to exhaust an ally? Teamwork? Yeah, I think it is. You can exhaust it to add an ally's matching power to it, and that's an interrupt, so you can ready using that. I think there are a couple more, but it's absolutely it's more challenging to find aspect cards there with responses and stuff. Justice SpiderWoman is 100% Jessica Drew, just different. Oh, okay. Had a game with Atlas. Thankfully, only got up to 5 counters before we got him. Oof. We also have a signature ally, Jessica Drew. Oh yeah, we do in Captain Marvel. That's kind of wild. So she's like up there. What a not necessarily random, but like what a random like character to have so many versions of. The key is to use aspect cards in the player phase and store her cards for the villain phase. That makes sense. So excited for this pack. I think this pack is awesome. I'm very, very pumped for this. Okay, we're gonna do a silk build. We're gonna play against mutagen formula. And we're gonna throw in, let's throw in joystick to mutagen, because that sounds horrible. Also, my only hesitation is I'm a little concerned with how long that's gonna take. But you know what? I don't know if I care. So I'm gonna go to be right back. I'm gonna go grab the villains, come back, and let's modify this precon a little bit so that we can take it in for a true solo experience. Alrighty, I will see you all very soon.